send it a new link if you want to stream it on YouTube.
Hello. Oh, and welcome to Regular Girls. Jason was doing an Instagram story, which is just so wonderful. Yeah, this is a full goddamn absolute nightmare of a mess. I'm over it. My attitude is brutal, and here we are. Hi, everyone.
How do I find this new YouTube link so I can be following the chat? I'm Jason Ross.
It should.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it should be on the YouTube channel.
Hello.
We should be live here. So
Wonderful.
I don't know. Who's to say what is happening? But here we are. And yeah, and here we are. So how are you, Jason?
Amazing.
You're amazing. That's so great. We had a bunch of people watching our first stream and then we couldn't hear Jason. And so then we tried to reset and then everything went to full and utter hot fire trash shit garbage. And now here we are. I'm in a mood.
I hope some people have moved over from the other the other viewing link to this one, hopefully.
Yeah, and my favorite was Jason saying, "Can I help you?" And I had to respond, "You don't even know how to do HD images on social media." So I really had to, I really have to apologize for my attitude. I'm not good at problem solving in a group.
Yeah.
It's
a stress.
Are people in the chat?
I'm just lovely Meg McGuire has put on my Facebook. She's like, this link doesn't work. So I'm just going to try to respond to a couple of things of,
okay,
guys, it's a morning. It's hump day.
No,
it's Wednesday.
You know what? I love this. We also record this as a podcast. So I really love Jason doing just menial email tasks right now. We are also recording an audio podcast for our listeners. No, Jason needs to do emails. So please allow Jason to do that.
It's not an email. I'm putting it up on our media that we've changed the link. If they go to the link that we put out, they're not going to see this.
No, totally. So last night I was very cocky and confident and was like, hey, here's the link. I'll put it up on our Facebook. I'll put it up everywhere. And this is a lesson to me that I am a classic Pisces and there is no reason to pre-plan because everything is chaos. And that's just the lesson today. It's the lesson today. Bubbly, please sponsor us because I need it.
And when she says bubbly, she means any champagne out there at all. Please sponsor us.
Oh, I mean specifically alcohol. Because it's 12:50 here and I'm ready for one after this morning's technical snafus. Yeah, I have to let the bad energy go. So I'll let Jason email out and tweet out. Do you want to message out our new link?
Well, I just said to go to your Facebook or your YouTube channel page and they can find it there.
Amazing. Perfect.
But there's people, we've got people saying that they kind of wish that I had to mime the whole day today and then you would have to translate. That would have been Stacey's absolute nightmare.
You guys, listen, I had so many fun things planned. Like I had a full gift parade, a happy hump day. I had so many things and I utterly and simply cannot. I can't.
Yeah.
It's like when your mom tries to have a really nice meal and then you goof off and she's like, you know what? I'm going to my bedroom. And you're like, oh no.
And I'm taking the wine with me.
I'm taking the wine and I've had it with this family. And if I could talk to my technical components this morning, I'm done with this family. I'm done with the technical components today. It's done me in.
I've invited everybody over, including Cheryl. I'm going to show her I can throw a good dinner party. And then you find out the stove was broken the whole time and then everyone arrives and you're like, the turkey's been in there for 8 hours.
Oh my God.
Should have checked on it.
Oh my God. I can't even with it. Anyways, I'm sorry about my bad attitude, but this is absolutely real and I'm not putting any airs on. Oh, poor Jason just silently watching me. He was like, can I help?
You're going to have your neighbor's going to walk up to the window any second and be like, hello?
Can I tell you what happened? So this morning I was getting ready to do the stream and I heard a tap on my front window, which is what my old man neighbor likes to use as my front door. He likes to tap on my front window when he...
That's bold.
It's bold. It's annoying. Listen, I'm just in a bad mood. Nothing's going to change it. This is the vibe of
Yes,
today.
it is. By the end of this hour, Stacey's going to be in a meditative.
I actually,
Yep,
I actually
happening.
feel it in my core. It's not going to happen. But
we've got to The Secret. We've got to vision it.
The Secret
by the end of this
can just eat my full ass. Today, maybe tomorrow we can get into The Secret, but today it can eat my full ass. So that's where I'm at with The Secret. That's where I'm at. But anyways, I heard a tap on my window and I was like, I can't believe this guy is freaking tapping on my window. No, it was a friend of mine. She thought she was being cute. So I'm sorry, neighbor, that I was cursing you this morning and completely ignored you. It was my friend.
Did you have friends over today? What?
No. Just my friend was walking past and tapped on my window.
I
like
see.
Social distancing. Hello.
Have people been out there? Like we've been having conversations with people. You know, it's like it's an old movie, but Say Anything's an old movie. The one, it's a famous iconic thing.
Wait, can I ask you a question before? Over his head? Can I ask you a question though? Have you actually seen Say Anything?
Yeah.
Okay, proceed. You like to talk about movies you haven't seen, so I just wanted to make sure for the record.
I said yes, but I'm not sure if I've seen it. I think, look, it's a John Cusack movie from the 80s.
It's a what?
I probably saw it, but if you ask me, well, could you tell me what happened in the first half hour of the movie? No idea. I just know that
It's a what?
It's a John Cusack movie from the 80s. Like, yeah, John Cusack.
Cusack.
Yeah, Cusack. Oh man, today's gonna be a long day.
Today,
but like I'm saying, I guess I'm asking, like, because your friend tapped on the window. And we're in this sort of weird time. Like I've had conversations now with people where you're basically standing on their front lawn and you're talking to them while they're at their window. Like I've had this happen many times. Like, is this a common thing now where people are like, well, I'm going for a walk, I'll just stop by my friend's house, text them, and then we can have a conversation out the window? And that was nice.
I really would love to do that. I love a pop-in. Here's the thing about me. I love a phone call. You do too. That's why we're friends. We love phone calls. I don't like texting. It's annoying. It takes
I'm sure there's moments where I'm like, a text is fine, but if we're gonna have, if it's a long thing to figure out plans, like that's ridiculous. God. Like, just, we could talk about this for 30 seconds and it's done.
100%. Someone just said, can the next merch be words Jason mispronounces? There's not a shirt long enough. There's not a shirt big enough.
Is it all like those and shirts, the 5 words, this and this and this and this? But like it would just, like, you roll out. It would be like one of those jackets when those people that play piano sit down with, and the tail just kind of goes the backwards. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
You're doing great. Can I ask everyone in the chat just to do a simple favor for us, and I'd really appreciate it. Jansori says, I want Potato Dave merch and Black Ron shirts, and I do too. Nigel said he was going to do some graphics.
Nigel said he's already working on this.
Yeah,
I think it was a joke, but
no, it's real.
Nigel,
now,
if you're listening,
let me tell you. Okay, first thing, if you have time and no pressure in the chat, do you mind taking?
Wait a second. Sorry.
Can I just finish this, please? Can I just for 1 second?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading this thing. I should have paid more attention.
I know, because you saw
There's so many people in the chat today. It's really nice.
It's actually really nice. And I will tell you, like, I know that you're seeing the word sports in there that Jameson has dropped in. That's gotten you all boned up.
I think it's hockey or lacrosse.
Okay. If you have time and simply no pressure at all, if you mind spreading out the link, just take this live link and go, hey, the regulars are live. Here it is. Just because we had technical snafus, any way for the community to help us in this time of need, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, anyways, proceed. Elizabeth in the chat says that I think she just got wine delivered to her house, and I'm loving that Wednesday vibe for her. Loving it. Anyways.
Maybe you can let us know where it got delivered from. Can you get things delivered? Oh, it was kickboxing. God damn it.
Oh my, I love how he wrote LOL kickboxing. Jameson, were you laughing out loud? Were you?
I've never seen the movie, I guess.
Okay, so today's theme, we're gonna do some dumb stories, and then I had asked Jason and
Oh,
myself.
this sounds like you're setting it up like I've already screwed it up somehow.
Oh my God, projection much?
Yeah. Well, today I'm getting yelled. I'm feeling Stacey's wrath. So yeah, I'm worried. I'm in a corner right
I
now.
kept apologizing to you while I was yelling at you.
I know.
And I wasn't yelling at you. I would have been saying those things to anything.
And Snake King noticed my look. Thanks.
I
We
noticed
decided
your
to put
look
a
the
shirt on
first time
today.
I saw you. I said, you're
You
really
did.
dressed up and I'm the opposite. And I'm so blown out and I don't know why and I can't fix it and I can't and I shan't.
Mm.
I can't and I shan't. But so Jason and I today decided to share our favorite TV shows and listens that we are doing currently. So if you're looking for something to watch or listen to, these would be our suggestions. I'm also going to throw in some of my Instagram favorites. I'm just going to do it.
Okay, great.
And you have some dumb stories as well. But before we get into that, I discovered something that has changed my full life. And that is bubbly, but like the cherry flavor.
Yeah. And that's crazy because look, cherries are like possibly my favorite fruit, but a cherry artificial flavor is hard to get right
It
because
is.
it tastes like medicine.
And I will say this. I hate all bubblies that aren't grapefruit. End of sentence. I don't like fake berry taste. It makes me want to barf in my full mouth.
Yeah, cherry's the worst of them.
Yeah.
Normally.
But this bubbly cherry, and I had to quit pop because I was addicted.
It's an easy substitution just to go to Soda Stream type water.
Yeah, but I can't find
Although my flavoring's all gone. That's an essential service. I should get more flavoring.
And I can't find my I can't find a place to recharge my canister. So I am now needing to go the bubbly, like the purchased soda water route. And I will tell you.
And can I throw this out there? What happened after our podcast yesterday, which we found out?
Yeah.
Again, we're not sponsored by these people, but Nigel had a can of bubbly. And on top of it, you can go to Amazon, he said, and you get these 6 things. You screw them on the top of any can.
Yeah.
And it's like the top of a plastic 2-liter bottle, and it keeps it all carbonated or whatever. So if you don't want to drink, you're like, I can't. I keep throwing out half the can. There's a solution.
There's a solution. It's amazing. But I will say I tried to prime. I was getting into the crafting spirit last night and I wanted to get 2 sweaters and stick on lettering because I just wanted a sweater that said Diane Keaton. And this is what I've become. And it's now like even Prime. I don't even know why I have Prime anymore because now it's like April 21st is when I can expect it. So a month now. So I think Amazon Prime is Toasterinos.
Well, they're probably really busy. They're hiring people right now.
Right. No, I know. I'm not saying, hey, I'm not like upset that I can't get my craft shirt.
I'm back onto this shirt though. I think I'm gonna figure out the merch, like the words that I can't say the most, and just put like Cusack and milk and bagel and Popeyes.
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 Popeyes. Oh God. I wanted to. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my camera just a little bit because it's
That's okay. Courtney's already pouring some rosé right now.
Oh, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. You disappeared for a second, and I almost started crying. Yeah. I'm glad we didn't talk about it because I just almost and truly started fully crying. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, will you do that? Why don't I'll drop you some of these dumb stories. How about that?
I'm just going to forget it, and I'm just going to be blown out on the sweater, and I simply can't. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, man. When have we ever not been 2 dented cans? It would be kind of weird if I dressed up today and everything went okay.
The second we try, we fail.
Although, I didn't know if I was going to bring this up or not, but I'm going to bring this up.
Please just bring it up. Just put it all out on the goddamn table today.
Look, we can hide our blemishes online a little bit, because if I pan this camera down, you're going to see that this button-up shirt is not buttoned up halfway down because it does not fit my stomach in this shirt anymore. So I am sitting with only the top 4 buttons done up, and I'm in pajama pants. So
Oh, and let me tell you, I'm wearing pajama shorts, baby. You want behind the blinds? We can go.
my stomach doesn't fit in this shirt.
Yeah, you know what? In the chat, tell us what you're hiding.
If you know me and you're like, I've never seen that shirt on Jason, there's a reason. I have a whole closet full of shirts that I cannot wear outside.
It's called the Bernstein Dozen. I can't. I'm so upset. I'm just so upset today. You know what it is probably too? Is I watched I was listening to The Daily. Do you listen to The Daily, the podcast?
Yeah. I haven't actually probably in a couple weeks, but yeah.
Well, let me tell you, it's depressing as all goddamn hell. Hell.
I'm trying to avoid some of the news because, it's too much. John Oliver is back again this week, which is A-okay.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Sorry, I'm just watching the chat so I can see it here. Okay, so do you want to?
I don't know what the Potato Dave dozen is, but I am in.
Oh yeah. Here's the problem, and Nigel has to help us. I'm not putting Black Ron on a t-shirt. I simply can't, and I shan't do that.
I'll do it.
Of course you will. But I like the Potato Dave dozen. I thought Haley was having margaritas, but I think people are like discussing like their beverage of choice, and I'm so down. What is your beverage of choice been these days besides your bubbly cherries, which tastes like a Dr. Pepper? And I was never a Dr.
Mine?
Yeah, I was never a Dr. Pepper fan, but I'm telling you, this is a perfect dupe with no sugar, no calories. Perfect dupe.
Dr. Pepper is the best.
This is the perfect dupe for it.
Well, then I'm going to get some today. I'm going to go to Ralph's, which I was trying to avoid, but I'll go get that today.
I just looked at our recording. It is crazy. We've been talking for 17 minutes. It feels like a fever dream.
We're going to make it through today, guys.
I hope we all are. Everyone's having fun in the chat today, and that's really lifting my spirits.
We were talking about something, and I've already lost it. So
let's get into some dumb stories.
Why not? There's one that probably has talking points that's really fun, but I'll start with this one.
Well, why don't we do the one that's fun? Because I can't wait
save it till the end. But let's do it.
I'm not waiting for dessert. I'm just not. I want it now. Thank you.
Well, you're gonna kill me because, well, we'll see. So do you know that they've canceled the Olympics, or postponed the Olympics,
as they should?
So there's a story here about some of the stuff that's happened at the past Olympics and the relay torch run. The most, and this is why you're gonna kill me because it's in the first sentence, probably the most memorable stunt surrounding the torch relay.
Prank. It's a prank. It's another prank story.
You got it.
None of these are dumb stories. These are pranks. You are George Clooney. That is it.
I wish. I'm trying to manifest that.
Okay.
Although George Clooney can do his entire shirt up. Probably the most memorable stunt surrounding the torch relay came in 1956 when an Australian student named Barry Larkin fooled crowds with a homemade torch topped with burning underpants. It was a torch made of a wooden chair leg crowned with a metal pudding container holding fiery underwear. He ran it up the stairs of Sydney's town hall and delivered it to the city mayor, Pat Hills, as tens of thousands cheered on. He even got his own fake motorcycle escort.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happened.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I love a bold action. So
yeah.
Burnt underwear. Do I have to take over dumb stories?
Why? No, these are great. There's other ones too, except they're going to be like so.
Did you ever? Sorry, did you ever have to do like track and field day at school?
Of course,
Okay,
and
so
you get the everyone got the participation ribbon, right? No one got more than a participation ribbon, right? Nobody ever got. We all just got participation.
I'm really happy that you said it a couple of times because it gave you some time to get it right, and you did get it right on the second time.
Good, because that will not fit on the sweater.
But I
Too
remember
long a word.
I remember doing it, and I, no surprise to anyone, was really great at shot put. But you know what I was actually really good at, which is really surprising knowing me? Can you imagine me spinning around with like a steel ball, just like
You just said you were really great at shot put, and then you described discus.
No.
You don't spin in shot put.
I think you spin
place
it
right here like this, and then you go, yeah.
Why won't my mom love me? Yeah, totally.
Discus or hammer throw. Hammer throw is also like you do that spin, and then people like fall down half the time when they're trying to do it.
I thought shot put you spun.
Maybe this was the Stacey way, and that's why it went really good.
I demanded to spin. Listen, I'll do your shot put, but I need to spin, honey. Okay. No, I was also.
And I could be wrong. Maybe you don't even spin in discus. You just spin in hammer throw. Maybe I don't know. I thought that Lloyd Dobler played lacrosse. So
cool, and I couldn't even spell either of those names.
Yeah. Plus, I thought Lloyd Dobler was better off dead.
Who are you even talking about?
John Cusack.
I know we're having fun here, but I'm actually, for real, a bit upset. But I was really good.
Great?
I was really.
I have people. We have people looking up dumb stories now because Haley is looking up the Sochi Olympic fails, and they should have postponed that one.
Thank you for doing the work for us because we're at the tether. But you know what I was really good at, surprisingly, was high jump. That I kicked ass in.
In high, so you were good in a lot of things.
I could feel the second you stopped listening to me. I could feel it.
I'm listening to you. I am reading because the one that I gave you, the flaming underwear, is not the only thing that went wrong. Like there's a list of things that have went wrong during the relay.
Right. Did you ever do?
So I was just trying to see if I could find the Sochi one if it was in here as well, but it's not. I
also love that Courtney and Elizabeth in our chat are just like Courtney's trying to get Elizabeth to drink in the afternoon. And I like the whole exchange. If you're listening to this and you're like, what's happening? I invite you to youtube.com/Stacey McGunnigle so you can join the madness as well. And you can watch these live streams and watch me get visibly upset at a computer. What a tumultuous relationship. Yeah. Tumultuous. Do you have any other dumb stories?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to jump off this Olympic torch thing.
I'd like to high jump off of it if you don't mind.
Okay, because you're gonna miss things like the words fuck were yelled over a loudspeaker at one point.
At the Olympics?
Yeah.
Sorry, which Olympics?
Which one was that? This was I think it's in the States because Muhammad Ali was the one that lit
so you don't even know.
Oh no, wait.
You don't even know what Olympics you're talking about.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We've got a slight technical hitch, was said. Nothing that can't be fixed. And then another reassuring voice in her earpiece. Fuck. All right, I thought it was funny. And I'll throw this one. This is the last one I'll throw out there that happened. Great. Because you've just watched Tiger King, not Lion King, Tiger King.
Yeah, Jason kept talking about Lion King last night while we were on the phone, and I was like, it's Tiger King. And he's like, oh, I actually corrected myself to say Lion King. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what Lion King is, right? Like, you know what that movie is.
That's what we're all watching, right?
I can't.
But there was one where they wanted to have this beautiful Jaguar as a thing or whatever.
This is stupid. I hate that already. Not your
Okay,
story,
great.
but I hate that like people are like, hey, let's get a live animal so we can look at them.
Yeah. Well, the jaguar obviously also was not like stoked about a torch of fire passing by, so
You
it like
think?
flipped out and got away.
I bet you when it got caught, it got shot.
Well, that's the part I was leaving out. Although it was with
Yeah.
tranquilizer darts, they didn't kill. They just put it to sleep for a second. Which still, we hate this.
Hate it. Okay, I just want to talk about the chat for 1 second because everyone's breaking down. So Haley is out of coffee beans, so she has a brunch headache. But apparently, someone in Texas,
I
you
said
can.
jaguar wrong.
What'd you say?
Apparently, I said jaguar wrong.
Oh, a woman just tried to put garbage or dog poo in my recycling again, and then we caught eyes, and she went, and then backed away. I'm turning into the old woman who sits on the front porch and goes, "Try me, try me."
And can I just say, our podcast has just turned into a place where people can just talk about how they're going to find ways to drink during this coronavirus shutdown. Like that's,
Oh yeah, well,
that's where we're at, and I love it.
Someone said in Texas you can currently get alcohol delivered from any restaurant, which I saw on social media as well, like different restaurants, and you can in Ontario you can order beer from the beer store; it'll come delivered, or the LCBO will also deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone needs a bev, bubbly or otherwise. What's the matter with you?
No, I think it's great. We're just, and this has been my fault. Like we're just all over today, and I've been. Nuts.
Jason, we're all over what? Underwear lit on fire and a jaguar got loose?
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like, I think I keep cutting you off because you also just talked about how now you've got somebody else putting poo in your recycling bin. And I just went back to the chat for some reason when it's like, we should be exploring how many people have put poo in your recycling bin. It's incredible.
You know, it would just be nice to be listened to, and heard in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fault.
Have you ever talked to someone? This is like the craziest. When have you ever been in either a relationship or you're talking to your friend and you kind of reveal like a vulnerable thing about you and they're not listening to you at all? And then you have to make the decision, do I repeat the thing I revealed or do I just carry on?
Yeah. Or do I just start saying things that are just crazy?
What do you mean?
Just because they're not listening. And you're like, yeah. Anyways, I don't have a penis, so.
Okay. I can't. No.
I know, this is so.
Okay, can we just get into? Do you have another dumb story? I'm concerned that the quality might be angering to me.
Yeah, they could. Well, then I'll do this one because I don't think so. I actually think it's kind of inspiring or whatever. But
I think this is like people will care, but or freaking whatever. I don't care.
no, I think it's great. Starting this month, Russia's Perm Opera and Ballet Theater, they're going to be streaming performances, which this is what we'll talk about though too. But live, so people can watch it live. For every showing, they're allowing one audience member to come in for the show, and they sit in this theater by themselves and watch the performance.
Cool.
Which is cool, but then I'm like, oh, that's so cool that they care about people, but are the people that are acting not people too? Because like they still have to get up and perform and touch and cough on each other and everything else.
Well, that's the right. It's like, yeah, that's something that you would be actually company.
It doesn't have the list of like how many people are there. It does say the theater's principal stage director said, we're ready to hold performances for one person because what's that?
You said principal.
I'm saying some words right. I have to be saying some words
you
right.
are. You're saying most of the words right, but then you said principal.
Yeah, but that's the word. Vice principal.
You know what, Dante? Your attitude has served you one ticket to the principal's office. It's the principal's office.
The Vice principal office.
Say one more thing, and you're going to go to the principal office.
Can I comment on how you say principal office? No.
No.
Now go to the principal office.
It's so dumb. I remember one of my funniest like memories of a teacher getting mad. And sorry, Audrey, if you're in the stream, but who's my friend who's a teacher, but this guy was like giving our our teacher attitude, and we were in a portable. I don't know if anyone remembers if they still have portables, but they're
A
just
lot of
basically.
my best pranks were done in portables.
I can't with you on pranks today. Um, but this teacher was so mad, and he goes, "That's it," and he used to threaten he would put like notches on the chalkboard, like say it again, and you'll get another notch, and then once you had so many notches.
Easily erasable.
Well, no, but he'd be up there, and then he'd be like, "That's it. You got to go to the principal's office, right?" So this guy was giving attitude, and he's like, "You know what? That's it, Kevin. That's it. You're going to the principal's office. That's it. It's too many strikes." And then he goes to open the door of the portable, and it won't open. It's like locked. And he's like,
because I've had it up to here today with you. I've had it up to here. Because you're, oh God.
and he's hammering, you know, on those on principal, like on the portable doors, like those big, like what are the crash doors, like that sound. So it's like, go. That's it, Kevin. You're out of here. Go. That's it. You're gonna get out of here. We all start.
Okay,
laughing.
fine. One more thing from you, and that's one more thing. You're, oh God. You know, when I was your age, God.
You know, in my day, we respected the principal. We never wanted to go to the office. But he was like, "Stop laughing. Everyone stop laughing." Which is, that's like we also in my high school, we had like a big assembly for like student appreciation. So people who started like organizations and clubs and whatever and advocates for the school, they would be celebrated. And so at one point, you know, the principal's going, "Okay, let's give a big round of applause," whatever. And then all of a sudden it goes silent in this like 300, I could be exaggerating, but like, let's say 200 students are in this assembly, and it goes silent. Yeah, it's the same. 200, 300, 400, 500, whatever. And it goes silent. And then someone just goes, you kind of hear in the back, you just hear, "Titties rule." And someone said "titties rule," and then the principal comes on with the microphone. He goes, "Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?" It's like, who's gonna say?
He's looking for the snitch, is what he's looking for.
Oh, we weren't.
But no one's. So you got to get out of there. But here's the thing: that guy that did say "titties rule,"
yeah,
he says that in an office today.
100%. And you know what?
Because he's like, it works. And then when they're drunk around the campfire on the weekends,
Titties
he
rule.
tells that story a lot.
And you know what? When I'm drunk around a campfire, I tell it too. I tell it too. It's so funny. I'll never forget "titties rule." So and you know when those funny things happen to you in life and you kind of get oddly sad because you're like, I don't know if anything can top this. This is just so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't know.
I think Haley's taking over
I saw
my
that.
job, and that's great. Man chases neighbor with sword to turn music down. Love it.
Being so mad.
I love dumb things that happen on this planet.
Well, then maybe you should talk to Haley about where she's getting these stories, because you need to stop going to pranks.com, because I can't with another.
Oh, like I've never told a story with a man with the sword before, and that has come up. Remember the guy that called his cop and he had the sword like literally through him, and the cop arrived and he was smoking, being like, "Yeah, it's all right. I don't want to press charges."
Yeah, let's just let this go at this point.
My husband's he's into it. He's into the beer right now. It happens.
He's having some wobbly pops.
Because the only other weird story I've got is that the people of Saint Corona in Austria are flipping out because like they're a tourist village, and they're like, "Do we need to change the name of our city now?"
Oh, geez. No. The fact that Corona sales have gone down is insane to me.
Right, which is a stupid thing that's happening in our world. But now, if you were the smart person, you'd be like,
no.
When you be like, well, I guess we have to
like
market ourselves.
No. Anyone who thinks a place called Corona is the central headquarters of Corona shouldn't be allowed to travel. Sorry about it.
The mayor Michael Gruber was quoted as saying,
The what?
"We'll probably have to." The mayor Michael Gruber,
Okay.
he was quoted as saying, "We'll probably have to find a new name for," and then he sighs because there's an ellipses. He's like, "Our mascot to welcome tourists."
What? I didn't understand that. What did you say?
We're gonna probably have to find a new name for our mascot. Their mascot name is for sure named Corona, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Great.
Haley, can you take over, please?
Yeah, we need it.
You know what I'd like to get into for the back half of this pod is what we're listening to and what we're watching and what we're enjoying. And if people in the chat want to join us, and if you're listening to this via podcast, please let us know at the Regulars Podcast on Instagram what you're watching and listening so we can share and so everyone can be entertained when we get a little bored. Unlike my erotic paint by numbers, which I have been doing, and it has been going pretty great. So do you want to start with yours?
What, male or mayor? Am I now? I'm getting this is going to turn into my life now. Now everybody's going to have permission to rip on how I say things. My life's over.
Courtney just goes, wow, I love how unimpressed Stacey was with that story.
I'm just going to get beat on by everybody now. My life is going to be a walking punching bag. Oh no.
You have created a life that is making you a walking punching bag. We don't want you to be, okay?
It's yeah.
But if Haley
true.
can find man runs down street with sword to tell neighbor to be quiet, I want to push you for greatness. I think you can find a story like that.
I have found.
Okay, let's get into what you're loving and what you're enjoying. Do you want to go first?
Great.
I put up a little image for you. I made this.
Oh, okay, great.
So this is Jason's picks for what he's loving and what he's watching. Tasha says, "Poor Jason, I support you and your dumb stories," and we all do, Jay, in the ways that we can.
I even spelled "thank you" wrong, but whatever.
Did you actually?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I saw that I had I guess I didn't hit the A hard enough, but I was like, I'm pressing enter. I'm living with it.
You did spell it wrong.
Oh, thank you, Jen Caruana and Haley as well. So great. My picks are up there now.
Okay,
and,
here we go. So let's walk everyone through what you're watching and why you're liking it.
I'll start with Kidding because that's like my favorite. My problem is I'm done it now. It's
so what is it
the
about?
second season. Great. Give me a log line. It's a Mr. Rogers type character played by Jim Carrey. Is really going through it on the other side of life. It's a very dark. He has a lot of dark stuff going on the other side of life. So you kind of see like him in this. Even when he leaves camera, he still is a very Mr. Rogers type. So everything's positive, and his goal is just to help the world and help children. Yet, like, I'm not spoiling anything. It starts like he has twin sons, but one of them dies at a very young age, and so he's going through it. It's just he's divorced. And he's just going through all the dark sides of life. It's phenomenal. I think it's phenomenal. It's also shot very well. It's also it starts to get more about his sister afterwards too, and like his family. His sister is also going through a lot of dark stuff, and she's the one that has created all the puppets on his show.
Right.
So it's it's like dark as hell, funny, but also like jaw dropping.
Whoa.
So I love it.
What else do you got?
Stacey's unimpressed.
No, I like it. I think that's great.
What else do I got? You've taken down the image, so I've got to remember now. The second one was I'm going through Watchmen now because you were like, "What are you going through now?" I've just started Watchmen. I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in, probably.
Okay.
And it made me want to go back and like read the book again because I'm like, what name are they bringing up? Great. I know Edward Blake is a comedian. I gotta figure this out. But overall, it's also been pretty amazing. Like it just starts off like with a bang, like going back to the Tulsa riots and stuff. And if you don't know what Watchmen, I imagine you know what Watchmen is, but Watchmen, it's based on the comic book The Watchmen, and now it's I guess a couple of generations later,
And what's it
and they're
about?
kind of going through it.
Who are the Watchmen?
Oh, this is going to be a terrible description of what the Watchmen are, because like, so they're superheroes, but it was like the first, I shouldn't say the first, I wish we need Nigel here for this, but it was like a foray into like, well, they're the real life of them, and then like the humans turning on them a little bit because they're like, we don't need superheroes or whatever. And then it's showing the after effects of like when superheroes are gone because
Cool.
of all the scandal and everything else. I'm explaining this very terribly, and I'm sure everybody listening going, that's not the Watchmen, but that's sort
You're
of where
doing
we're
great.
sitting. We're now, so now in the TV show, it's where we are, where it's like there is still these vigilante superheroes. People are, and there's, but now the cops all have masks on because they're like, great, this is saving us, because they won't attack the people at home because they don't know who the cops are. They're also faceless. So if the cops are faceless, we can't like go after, we can't go on their Facebook, find them, and then go after their family.
Okay, cool.
That was a bad explanation,
No, I've
but
heard,
that's the Watchmen.
I've heard really, really, really good things about the Watchmen, honestly.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like, it's, even if you don't watch, listen, or even if you're not into comic books, it's just like all those other things, like when they brought out The Punisher and things like that. They're just, actually, that's not it. True. This one's even shot better. This one I think is better. It's just a really good story. So
Sweet.
there it is.
And you have?
And then Russian Doll, which is a bit older, but I'm like, I feel like it didn't get the kudos it deserved.
Really?
So like,
Everyone
if you
was
didn't
talking
watch
about-
Russian Doll, go back. What's that?
I felt like everyone was watching. Everyone was watching.
I do
Russian
too,
Doll.
but I just feel like it didn't get the same buzz as like, I didn't want to put like a Barry on there because I'm like, for sure everybody, if you haven't seen Barry, go watch
Barry's
Barry. Like
Barry's
Fleabag, everybody
Yeah.
watched Fleabag. I feel like everybody watched those shows, and everybody seems to. It's just like
Everyone,
we all love them.
I thought everyone watched Russian Doll.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I think that was probably when I was in the midst of like being a new dad too. So it was like the real life was going by, and I wasn't in knowing what the hell was going on outside. So
But it's a really great show.
that could be it too. It's amazing. Yeah.
It's really good. And then you have some podcasts, which I'm loving these suggestions. There's, I've never heard of the Dollop. What's the Dollop?
I think the Dollop's a little more underground too, although they do have like great live events and stuff like that. I really like, so now that I listen to, my first love was always How Did This Get Made?
Mm-hmm.
But then after I started listening to the live episodes, I could no longer listen to the ones they did in studio because the crowd just adds so much more energy and it's so fun. So like if they come up with a live studio one, I don't listen to it. And so then the Dollop is sort of the same. So they've got a live audience. What it is it's two comedians, and what they do is they talk about a historical figure very factually. One of them is sort of the person that kind of runs through the story. And then Gareth, the I'd say stronger comedian, I'll say that, kind of just comments on what the hell's going on. And they go through, like, you'll learn about John McCain, or like Leonardo DiCaprio made that movie, The Revenant, about that guy. But I had heard the history of that like a year prior on the Dollop. And I was like, this guy can't be true. This can't be real. So then when The Revenant came out, I was like, oh shit, man. Like he's a historic. It's just really surprising historical figures, you know. Truth is stranger than fiction a lot of the time, so you get to hear all these crazy things. They did a Donald Trump one, they did a John McCain one, they did
Cool.
So I listened to that. I haven't listened to it in a little while, but there's that.
And
then the last one I want to talk about, because not only like it gets a lot of great reviews, and like I think it got reviewed in Vulture and things like that, as one of the best podcasts going, called My Neighbors Are Dead. But it's done by Adam Peacock, who is a Second City guy, and he's just a hilarious dude. But what he does is he gets comedians to come on, and they kind of first he chats with them, but then they kind of go into like reenacting, or he interviews a character from a horror movie, but not a character you would recognize in that horror movie.
Right.
That's why it's called My Neighbors Are Dead. So it's like if
they're tangentially
if the
related
gremlins
to
happen,
yeah.
he's going to interview their neighbors of the house where the gremlins kind of went down, where all the stuff went down.
Awesome. That sounds
very
very
funny. It's just an improvised, funny podcast.
And you were on an episode.
I did an episode with our friend Allie Price, and we were the Gremlins episode. We played the couple that was down the street, just being like, we were the neighbors that wanted to have everybody over all the time, and we never got invited for things.
Oh, sweet. We're going to put links to all of this in our description below, but also you can just go on Apple Podcasts and Netflix and those things and check out all those recommendations too. Jay, those were good ones. 2 podcasts that I downloaded that I haven't listened to, so I'm excited.
And that's fun because like I think that's the first time on this podcast I've talked that long without trying to do a bit.
How'd it feel?
Weird.
Fucking weird. All right, let's get into my favorite things, shall we? Tasha said she listened to the Gremlins episode. Sweet.
Thanks, Tasha.
That's so fun. That's so nice. Okay, so these are mine. I'll make my little screen as I'm talking a little smaller so people can really see them. I'll put them over. I'll put myself over in the corner here.
Oh yeah, I don't know yours yet because you didn't send me yours.
I
sent you mine.
I didn't send you mine. Okay, so I will tell you. I'm seeing in the stream me moving my face all around. These are my suggestions, and then I'm going to talk about Instagram afterwards that I didn't put an image.
I want to know what this Bravo, because Bravo's a channel.
Yeah. So basically, I'm watching everything on Bravo. You know me, baby. I'm watching all the reality TV. I love it so much. I love Vanderpump Rules, although this season is like, it's pretty turd filled, but it's always like fun to watch. I love Shaws of Sunset. That's a really, really great trashy reality show. And you can go back a few seasons. In Canada, we have something called Hey You. So it's like $6 a month. I wish they were sponsoring us. I'm such a fan of them. And you can watch.
Was Unreal on Bravo, or is that something it's just, I mean, that's over with.
I don't know if Unreal is on Hey You. I haven't looked. But Unreal is an amazing show that is about the behind the scenes of The Bachelor. And it's an hour-long drama. And it's really fantastic. I highly recommend if you haven't watched it. But so Bravo, The Real Housewives. So on April 1st, The Real Housewives of New York is debuting. So that's going to be very fun for me. So Vanderpump Rules. Top Chef is back, which I love Top Chef. Shaws of Sunset is so good. So if you want any reality TV recommendations, I was once called a reality TV sommelier, and I will take it. That's
this one's got legs.
without seeing Jason on the camera doing that, that's very funny to me. I started rewatching Nashville, which is a soap opera with a country twang on it. The music is really, really good. They've got some hot people smooching away, which we all want. And I wouldn't suggest the back half of the series, but seasons 1 through 3 are pretty good. So that's maybe worth dipping a toe.
Can I ask you this? Haley wants to know if Bravo is on Sling.
Yes, Bravo is on Sling. When I was in LA, I watched Bravo on Sling. I think it might be an extra package, but I did pay for it because I enjoy it and I like it, and I never regretted the money spent.
I don't want to interrupt, but the ladies on this chat are having a time, and I'm really happy that we've brought people together to drink midday. Yeah,
I think they're going to have a call after this podcast if they're not now.
It's so great.
I love it. I'm obsessed. I think it's so nice. That's why YouTube.com/Stacey McGunnigle. Get in it. What is another thing? Okay, so then Tiger King, obviously everyone's watching it. It's not very unique suggestion, but I highly recommend if you haven't watched it yet to watch it. Just the twists and turns in that series. I'm waiting for Jason to finish it, but I think he keeps searching Lion King.
And now my wife's on board, so Monday we're reviewing it, so I'm gonna make sure it's done by Monday. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I spent a full day watching it. I regret nothing. Okay, so I'd like to get into the podcast that I'm loving. I can't believe I left that one off. You've got one on there that it's like, of course. So I love this one podcast called Watch What Crappens. It's so funny. They reenact. It's an everyday podcast, Monday through Friday, and they basically recap all of the shows on Bravo. So every single show. So and they do voices and impressions, and it is like I catch myself like laughing out loud. It's very, very good. So do you ever do that often? Because like I listen to podcasts as I walk around, and you'll be like shopping for groceries, and you just belt out like I'm like, I love it. People understand it, I think, now. Oh yeah, totally. They don't look at you weird anymore. No, well, I think they still do, but if they're judging you, it's maybe it's because I'm in LA, so there's weirder things going on at the grocery store. Oh yeah, like coronavirus. So Watch What Crappens is really, really good, and the guys are really funny, and I highly suggest it.
And it's certainly one that you like actively listen to. And then the other one I really love is the H Word. So I was producing that podcast for a while, and that's not why I'm suggesting it. I'm just suggesting it because it's very awesome. It's hosted by Becky Johnson and Dan Byrne. And each week they talk to really interesting people about what is giving them hope this week. And I feel like now in these times more than ever, I feel like our spirits are sort of dampened. And so it's a really interesting podcast to listen to because everyone talks about the small things and the large things that are making them really hopeful that week. And it's super engaging. The interviews are so fascinating. Becky and Dan have grabbed some amazing people. Carolyn from Baroness. There's some amazing people Becky has tracked down when she was touring in Los Angeles and in the Yukon. So it's great. And I highly suggest the H Word. It's really, really good. They also have very calming voices. So it's a nice thing to like listen to during the day while you're like doing your things.
Yeah. And then the next one is the one I forgot.
Landlord and Tenant. So the Landlord and Tenant podcast is one of the funniest podcasts. I'm giggling just thinking about it. Hosted by James Hartnett and Mike Blasio. Sorry, I just burped in my own throat. And they are so, so funny. And basically one of them is a landlord, one of them is a tenant, and then they have guests on who play characters and they interview them. And Jan, Two Little Sammys, has been on. She's so funny on it. I've been on it. Jay, you've been on it, haven't you?
I have not, no.
It's so funny. I highly, highly suggest that you listen to it.
I think that was just salt in the wounds.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really funny. And they interview people and we come on as characters. It's really, really great. And then another podcast I'm loving is one called Sibling Rivalry. And it's hosted by two drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race and obviously outside of it, Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange. And they're awesome. I think that our conversations are really great. They're funny. They also tackle like bigger subjects that are a bit heavier, but they do it with like, you know, they're really intelligent and they have really great conversations and they bicker and it's very funny and I can't stop listening to it. So those are my suggestions. I feel like I talked for so long, but those are great.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like you talk for a while when you're like, oh, we're not doing bits, we're just like giving out information.
But I want to talk about this stuff all the time. I want to tell people what to watch and that they're going to have a fantastic experience. Can I tell you a couple Instagram accounts that are really giving me the business?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to open up my Instagram. So the one that I highly suggest everyone follow is Living with Pickles. And that's this amazing woman who rescues and fosters animals. So she helps foster animals, save animals. But she has a pig named Pickles, a French bulldog named Dill. She has another blind pig named Peter and another French bulldog. She's incredible. She does so much animal content. The pigs are so cute. She has like ducks and dogs and like just so many. What are you giggling at? It's so great.
I pictured a very different Instagram account with Living with Pickles. I thought it was just a guy that dressed up a bunch of pickles and like took pictures like in different scenarios in his house. Like, like his roommates were all pickles.
Yeah, you know me. That's the entertainment I want.
I'd follow that in a heartbeat. And I think I have a new account now.
So I love Living with Pickles. And, you know, yeah, there have been like, she makes me want to engage in the account. Like there was one time she was trying to save a cow and oh my God, it was such a tragic end. And I reached out, she messaged me back. It was just so lovely. I can't suggest that account enough. It's really, really cute. Another one that makes me audibly laugh every day is Ordinary People memes. It's so funny. It's just pictures of regular people saying regular things. And it makes me, it's like this one. Cool. I'll bring my sketch pad and markers.
I can't see that photo, but
you can't?
Maybe they can on this.
You can
well,
on the
I'm
stream.
looking through a different camera. I'm watching you on.
Oh, right. And then this one's my favorite. Who left the basement lights on? It's so good. Anyways.
I saw the other image now on
me. It's so great. It makes you laugh. It just makes me laugh. So if you're needing a little giggle, them.
These are the things that always lit up the set in Second Cities. This is the kind of vibe you would bring.
What do you mean?
just say ordinary things, but very specifics. The specific ordinary things.
That's what I
is
would
great.
do.
For sure. Like Barb wouldn't just throw in like, anyways, you guys wanna get down to some Velveeta grilled cheese sandwiches or?
No, well, isn't the key to improv or like comedy? It's never just a white wine. It's a Pinot Grigio, and it's not even a
Yeah,
Pinot
it's the
Grigio. It's
specifics.
like the ladies'
Specifics are
night
great.
out. Yeah.
Sure. It's for relatability and reference and and just being specific is fun.
And welcome to our improv class. But anyways,
Yeah.
I hope that was informative. People have been really sharing a lot of things that they're watching.
Have you ever do you follow the Instagram account Influencers in the Wild?
What? No. Oh, no. But I've seen that. It's like, it's so crazy. Although,
It's literally people that have found, I guess, people that are influencers, and they're just doing like their crazy like selfies or whatever, but they kind of like tape them trying to do it, and you watch like people just walking by and stuff like that, like the ordinary life's going on around, and then you see like a person just dressed in like some weird costume in the middle of wherever being like, whoa, and they got like a fan on them or stuff, and you're like, what are you doing?
Now I don't know.
It was funny.
I can't judge them for their thirst because I'm a thirsty little devil myself. Have I thought about, now that I'm cooped up and I don't really get to wear like fun clothes, have I thought about trying different outfits and taking photos of myself in my backyard? Of course I have. Of course. That's where the thirst has gotten me to this point.
And while we're on Instagram accounts, I think the other one we can always pump and probably do every episode
Two Little Sandwiches.
is Two Little Sandwiches.
A huge thing for Two Little Sandwiches, if you follow her, she was just featured on CBC, which is so great.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just great, man, especially if you love cooking.
If you love cooking.
Or if you want to get into cooking. Ooh, maybe she can walk you through a few like baking treats.
Also, Jan, I just feel like Two Little Sandwiches is the virtual hug that we all need during this time. You wake up to a lovely little message and a sweet little treat.
Yeah.
What could beat that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Jason, we started with a thud and we ended with a
getting up to at least our knees and our hands.
Okay.
How you feeling at the end of this?
It's maintained a fever dream throughout, but I'm loving the chat so much. It's really like lifted my full spirits. I just love like friends happening in there and like drinks happening in there, and it just really makes my day.
So today I had nothing to do with it. You guys in the chat have lifted Stacey's spirits, and I think we did get to that place of she's no longer just complaining about poo in her recycling bin. We're good.
No, I'm not going to complain about poo in my recycling bin, but I'm not going to forget about it. Okay? And I will make that promise.
Uh-oh. Are we ending early today? Because Haley's not having it.
It's already ending. Oh, Haley, that's so nice. I mean, I could go forever. I really could. But Jason has a child. And a family.
Do you know that today, actually, he's been in the room a couple times? And I tried to hold he walked in, and I didn't CNN dad do that thing of like, oh man, get out of here.
What did he do? Was he just staring at you, like picking up a toy? Like,
he was trying to just play Star Wars Lego in front of me.
Wow. Oh, everyone said glad we could boost your day. You truly
no food in a water bowl. That water bowl full of whiskey, he'll sleep nice.
Well, honestly, I will say the chat lifts my spirits. I will say, to be lame for a second, I have really been loving doing these streams because it's like it's nice to be on a schedule. Let me tell you, although we're late every day, but we're trying to get there on time.
Always for different reasons, but they're all
related to the goddamn
hiccups.
computer. But it's been really nice. I've been really, really loving it. And I hope everyone watching has been really loving it too. And thanks to those who shared the link and support us. Oh, and we hit a really cool milestone on our Instagram. We hit 700 followers.
All right.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Flying dirty. Okay, so tomorrow I can promise you all that we will be here at 12:30-ish. I'm going to say 12:30, but it's ish most likely. And I have some new sound bites coming tomorrow.
This is Christmas for this guy.
Christmas. And what would be Christmas for me is some new dumb stories. So let's see what Jason will produce. And
I've been giving you them every day.
No, you'd be giving me pranks every
Sure.
day, and I'm looking for some dumb stories.
Oh my God.
Well, Haley is the MVP of the dumb stories today.
That's true.
And if you have any topics that you want us to cover, let us know. And you can reach out to us at the Regulars Podcast down below. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.